Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and right now you can get this sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over at cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you go to checkout. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and today we're doing something a little bit different, something special. We're talking top 10 angels in the entire history of Magic. So I was inspired by Kaldheim and its angel sub-theme to start thinking about what the best angels have been over the entire 27, 28, whatever year history of Magic. So today we got a top 10 list counting down what I would say are the best angels in all of Magic's history. And after the video, let me know what you think. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? What angels did I miss? Which is your favorite? So anyway, let's count down the top 10 angels in all of Magic, starting with number 10 on our list. We have Serra Angel. And Serra Angel, today it's a random uncommon that shows up in welcome decks, but back in the day, in the early years of Magic, Serra Angel was a legit creature. I mean, a 5-mana 4/4 flying with vigilance, that was a legit card back in 1994. And because of Serra Angel's importance to the game's history and its power in the early years of Magic, and just its iconicness, it wouldn't be a top 10 angel list without having Serra Angel on it somewhere. So Serra Angel, number 10 on our list. Number 9 on our list, we have another relatively new angel in Feather the Redeemed. And Feather is on our list for two reasons. So one is, Feather is the rare angel that actually shows up as a 4 in competitive 60 card formats. There are legitimate Feather decks. There were in Standard, there are now in Historic, where Feather is your main card, taking advantage of its ability to keep returning your instants or sorceries back to your hand after they target your stuff. Reason number 2 is Feather is one of the most popular build-around commanders in the EDH format. I think it's in the top 20 last time I checked. So it is a legitimate constructed card, and it's a legitimate commander card. Combine those two together, and you got number 9 on our angel list. Coming in at number 8 on our angel list, we have Linvala, Keeper of Silence. So Linvala is essentially a hate card on a big angelic flying body, and while not as popular as it was at some points in the past, this is still a card that occasionally shows up in formats all the way back to Modern, shutting down activated abilities on creatures, shuts down some random combos, some like goblin style combos, it shuts down mana dorks, so it actually hits on a lot of things. While Linvala is mostly a one-of that you tutor up, it is still a legitimate constructed playable, which brings it in at number 8 on our list. Moving on to number 7 on our list, we have another super iconic angel, Avacyn, Angel of Hope. And Avacyn, I mean, it's just everything you want in a massive top-end angel. It's super expensive, but you get 8/8 flying vigilance, and all your other permanents and Avacyn herself are indestructible. This is a card that doesn't show up as the leader of commander decks a whole lot, but it does show up in the 99 of a lot of white decks, where you can play this and survive Wrath and survive other removal spells. So while Avacyn never really made it in 60 card formats, its iconic nature and its Timmy shocking stats and abilities and its commander playability brings it in at number 7 on our list. Moving on to number 6 on our list, speaking of top end angels, we kind of have Avacyn plus. So Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight, you can take what I said about Avacyn, and basically the same thing goes for Gisela. It is big, it has a really powerful ability, doubling your damage, having your opponent's damage. Like, that's really powerful. It does see a bit of play as a commander. It does show up a ton in the 99, like in Boros decks or decks that can cast it. This is kind of a staple of commander decks. The reason that Gisela comes in a spot above Avacyn is Gisela also saw a standard play. It was mostly a reanimation target, but it was a card that actually saw play in standard. Avacyn, on the other hand, didn't really see any standard play. So while both angels are similar in that they're huge and they're fun and they're Timmy cards and they're iconic and see a lot of commander play, the fact that Gisela saw play in 60 card formats, well, Avacyn did not, moves it up one extra spot on the list. Moving into our top 5, we have Exalted Angel. And I know people are probably going to complain about this one, but hear me out. Exalted Angel, when you look at it today, you're kind of like, meh, 6 mana, pseudo lifelink, you can morph it for 4, but if you could hop in a time machine back to the Onslaught era, when Exalted Angel was first printed, this was legitimately one of the best creatures happening in Standard. Not only could you play it fairly and unmorph it or just cast it, but it also worked well with Astro Slide, a enchantment that lets you blink things when you cycle, so you can morph it and then flip it up for free without spending any mana. So even though Exalted Angel doesn't look like much today and doesn't really see play today, based on its era and how powerful it was 20 years ago, it still deserves mention as one of the top 5 angels in the entire history of the game. Moving on to number 4 on our list, we have an angel that is so good it is banned in Commander. That is Iona, Shield of Emeria. So Iona, it's huge, it's super expensive, and it locks your opponents out of casting spells of a color of your choice. This is a card that was banned in Commander because it's just so obnoxious to play against. You can shut down any one color, you could target one person if they're on a monocolor deck, so it's insane power in Commander to the point where it's getting banned is part of the reason it is in our top 5. The other reason is Iona still sees play today, all the way back to Legacy, where it is a premier reanimation target. If you look at things to reanimate, it's pretty much Griselbrand and then Iona, so you could argue that Iona is maybe the second best creature to reanimate in the entire history of Magic, and then that keeps it relevant and playable even 10 years after its original printing back in Zendikar, and that brings Iona in at number 4 on our list. Moving on to number 3 on our list, we have an angel that makes me a little bit sad. That is Baneslayer Angel, and kind of like we were talking about Exalted Angel, Baneslayer Angel is one of those cards that when it came out back in Core Set 2010, it was a jaw-dropping card. I mean, at that time, a 5/5 flying first strike lifelink with random, like, flavorful protections, this was an insane card. It was the Wallet Slayer, it was called, because it was absurdly expensive, one of the most expensive, maybe the most expensive card in Standard of its time. So for its era, Baneslayer Angel was the creature. However, it kind of shows how even the greatest cards in Magic end up getting worse as the power creeps and times pass, because we just got Baneslayer Angel back in our most recent Core Set 2021, and now, rather than being the Wallet Slayer and being one of the best and most expensive cards in Standard, Baneslayer Angel is one of the cheapest mythics in the set and sees essentially zero Standard play. But still, despite the fact that it has been outclassed by newer designs, by power creep in Magic, there is no doubt that Baneslayer has to rank highly on our Angels list. Moving on to number 2 on our list, we have one of our newer angels, Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. So Atraxa, this is a weird one. It is a card from a Commander precon, which means it was never legal in Standard. It's not legal in Modern. Technically you can play it in Legacy, but that's not really a thing. But Atraxa, thanks to its sweet stats, its proliferate every turn abilities, has developed into maybe the most popular Commander in the entire format. Like, this is as good as it gets if you're going to build around a legend for Commander as far as popularity, which means even though it never got a chance to shine in Standard and other formats, it still has to be considered one of the greatest angels of all time, just because it's made such a huge impact on what is now the most popular format in all of Magic. So Commander playability and its popularity brings Atraxa in at number 2 on our list. Moving on to number 1 on our list, we got an angel that kind of does it all. Restoration Angel is a card that, I mean, you can play it in Commander decks. It does show up on occasion, but really, this is a card that was a staple of Standard. When Restoration Angel was in Standard, it was one of the best things you could be doing, blinking Thragtusk to make more tokens, blinking Snapcasters to flash back more spells. It was part of the Delver decks, one of the best cards in its Standard format. And then Restoration Angel is also the rare angel that shows up all the way back to Modern. In Modern, it's a combo piece in conjunction with Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker, where you can use Kiki to keep copying Resto and make infinite Restoration Angels, all with haste to kill your opponent in the air. So even though Restoration Angel, it's one of the smaller angels on our list, one of the spikier angels on the list, the fact that this was one of the best cards when it was in Standard, and still almost 10 years later sees play in Modern as a combo piece, makes Restoration Angel the number 1 angel in the history of Magic. So anyway, Those have been my top 10 angels in the entire history of Magic. From Serra Angels to Baneslayer Angels to Atraxas to Restoration Angels. What do you think? What's your number one angel? What's your favorite? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What did I miss? Can any of the Kaldheim angels actually break into this list when we revisit it 5 or 10 years down the road? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.